Have you ever walked into a room and felt like you were invisible? Or worse, felt like you had to constantly talk, to boast, to prove your worth just to get a sliver of attention or respect? We live in a noisy world, a world that tells us the loudest voice wins. But what if I told you that the most profound respect, the kind that truly lasts, is often earned in silence? Today I want to share a story with you. It's not about a king or a warrior, but about an ordinary man who taught an entire village the power of quiet strength. Imagine a small, bustling town nestled in a valley. This town was famous for its lively marketplace, a place filled with shouting vendors, haggling customers, and the constant hum of activity. In this town lived a young man named Leo. Leo was a skilled carpenter, but he was painfully shy and incredibly quiet. He'd watch from his workshop as others commanded attention with their booming voices and grand gestures. He yearned for respect, to be seen as a valuable member of his community, but the thought of competing in the noisy marketplace filled him with dread. He believed his quiet nature was his greatest weakness. One day, the town announced its annual craftsmanship competition. The grand prize was a prestigious contract to rebuild the town hall's main doors, a project that would guarantee fame and respect for generations. The competition was fierce. Blacksmiths, weavers, and masons all declared they would win. They stood in the town square boasting about their skills, their past glories, and their secret techniques. The noise was deafening. Leo, meanwhile, said nothing. He simply went to the town elders, nodded, and signed his name on the entry list. The other artisans scoffed. Leo, the silent carpenter? He doesn't have the fire to compete. They laughed. Their words stung, but Leo returned to his workshop without a word of retort. While others spent their evenings in the tavern, loudly proclaiming their impending victory, Leo spent his in his workshop. The only sounds were the gentle scrape of his plane, the rhythmic tap of his chisel, and the soft whisper of sandpaper on wood. He wasn't just building a sample piece for the competition. He was pouring his soul into it. He selected a piece of ancient oak, a wood known for its strength and resilience, much like the quiet spirit he hoped to embody. He studied its grain, its imperfections, and its unique character. He didn't fight the wood. He worked with it, listening to what it wanted to become. He didn't sleep much. He just worked. Wasn't fueled by a desire to prove others wrong, but by a deep, internal drive to create something of true beauty and integrity. His focus was absolute. He didn't need an audience. He didn't need applause. The work itself was his conversation, his statement, his entire world. The townspeople would walk past his workshop late at night, seeing the single lantern glowing, and they'd whisper amongst themselves, wondering what the silent carpenter was up to. A sense of curiosity began to replace their earlier mockery. The day of the competition arrived. The town square was packed. One by one, the artisans presented their work. The blacksmith unveiled an ornate iron gate, boasting about the fire and force he used. The weavers showed off a complex tapestry, explaining every single intricate thread. The crowd oohed and awed at the loud presentations. Then it was Leo's turn. He walked to the center of the square, carrying a simple, unadorned wooden chest. He placed it down gently. A nervous silence fell over the crowd. They were used to grand speeches, two artists explaining their genius. But Leo just stood there, next to his creation, perfectly still, perfectly silent. The head elder, a wise old man, approached the chest. He ran his hand over the surface. It was as smooth as polished glass. He examined the joints, which were so perfectly fitted they looked as if the chest had been grown from a single piece of wood, not built. There were no nails, no glue visible, only the mastery of interlocking joinery. He lifted the lid. It rose with a quiet, satisfying sigh, perfectly balanced, and stayed open without a prop. Inside, the scent of fresh oak filled the air. The interior was as flawlessly finished as the exterior. The crowd leaned in, mesmerized. The chest didn't shout for attention. It didn't need to. Its quality, its integrity, its very essence spoke volumes. The elder closed the lid, and the sound it made was a soft, definitive click. A sound of perfection. He turned to the crowd, his eyes wide with admiration. He didn't need to say who the winner was. The crowd knew. A slow, quiet applause began, which grew into a wave of heartfelt respect. The other artisans looked at their own flashy creations and then back at Leo's simple chest. They saw not just a box, but a reflection of the man who made it. Disciplined, patient, and full of unspoken strength. In his silence, Leo had been more eloquent than any of them. He hadn't told them he was a master. He had shown them. So what can we learn from Leo's story? The first and most crucial lesson is this: let your actions be your voice. In a world obsessed with personal branding and self-promotion, we often forget that the most powerful statement we can make is through the quality of our work. Don't just talk about being reliable, be reliable. Don't just claim to be creative, create. Don't just promise excellence, deliver it. Your results will always speak louder, more truthfully, and more convincingly than your words ever could. Competence is a language everyone understands, and it needs no translation. The second lesson is the power of presence and posture. Notice how Leo stood, still calm and confident next to his work. He wasn't fidgeting or looking for approval. Your body language communicates long before you open your mouth. Stand tall, make eye contact, have a firm handshake. Occupy your space with a quiet confidence. This doesn't mean being aggressive or intimidating. It means being comfortable in your own skin, present in the moment. This calm self-assurance creates an aura of authority and trustworthiness that people are naturally drawn to. It signals that you are in control, not of others, but of yourself. Third, practice the art of active listening. The loudest person in the room is often the most insecure. Truly respected people are often the best listeners. When you give someone your undivided attention, you are non-verbally communicating that you value them and what they have to say. You make them feel seen and heard. This is a rare gift. Instead of waiting for your turn to talk, listen to understand. Ask thoughtful questions. You'll not only gain incredible knowledge, but you will also earn a reputation as someone who is wise, thoughtful, and worth talking to. Respect is a two-way street. To earn it, you must first give it. And finally, integrity is your foundation. Leo's chest was perfect inside and out. He didn't cut corners on the parts no one would see. True respect is built on trust, and trust is built on integrity. This means your private actions align with your public values. It's about being honest, keeping your promises, and doing the right thing, especially when no one is watching. People may not see every act of integrity, but they will feel its cumulative effect. It builds a reputation that is rock solid, a character that doesn't need to announce its own virtues. Earning respect without saying a word isn't about being a silent bystander in your own life. It's not about suppressing your voice. It's about choosing a different, more powerful language of action, presence, listening, and integrity. It's about building a character so strong and a reputation so solid that your presence alone commands respect. Like Leo, you can let the quality of your work and the strength of your character do the talking for you. In the quiet pursuit of excellence, you will find the loudest applause. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories to help you build a stronger, more respected you. Until next time, let your actions speak.